What's up, everybody? What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Johnny? What's up, Orlando? Good evening, everybody. Man, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to give it just a minute. Let a few people join in. Shows that we got 13 watching. Let's see. My brother, thank you so much. What I'm talking about, right on. Beautiful stuff, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord, for the cross. Thank you, my brother. What's happening, Hoser? What's happening, Tunes? What's happening, Joseph? I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll give it just a minute more. Brother Rudy, of course, Brother Rudy's here in the house. Brother Paul in the house. It's going good, my brother. We'll give it a little bit more. Thank God we got the screen worked out here. Thank you, Jesus. The master. Oh. I'm excited tonight. We are going to be doing 2-foot cross. This is pretty big. It looks small, but it's a lot bigger than what it seems. It's a 2-foot cross. This is one I ordered. I forget where, from what wood cutting place. It's only a 1/4 inch thick. Usually I get the ones from Hobby Lobby, the 2-foot ones. But those ones, they haven't had them. I think they discontinued them. They've only been getting the, I think, 15-inch ones in over at Hobby Lobby. And, of course, you know, Hobby Lobby used to do the 50% off. I mean, have the 40% off, 50% off coupon. So I would have to wait till they went on sale, which they would. And they still do, like, 50% off. But, like I say, those big ones, they just discontinued them. And they were, like, I'm trying to think what they were, 24 or something. And then, of course, if they were half off or you had the 40% off coupon, you get them a better deal. But we're going to be patterning this out. Of course, it's pre-flaked. It's pre-flaked with the Vanderslice mix. This is 0.004, 20%, 30% 0.008, and 50% 0.015. And, of course, it's sanded. And, of course, you know, it's not didn't magically end up getting sanded, but of course went over it with the DA with 320, broke it down. It was coated quite a few coats of clear. Went over it with 320, went over it with the red scuff pad, and then of course wax and greased it to get off any contaminants. And like I say, of course, it looked like this before I started sanding it. Like I say, and I wish I had some better, little bit brighter lighting, but you get the gist of it with all the flake. And this one is this one's 15-inch. It's like 15, almost 16 inches, a little bit smaller. And then of course, then we got the one that's even a little bit smaller. I think this one is 12 inches. If I got time tonight, I'm gonna try to candy this one real quick. I just pre-taped it real quick to where it's already pre-taped. This one, we are not going to be doing like this. This is a whole nother style. What we're doing tonight on this one would be the Vanderslice. More like, let me see if you can, the phone. So we are going to be doing something more like this. But we are going to be using, actually, the lime green. We're using leftovers from the pattern class from Denver. So, we're going to be using lime green. We're going to be using, and it's going to be a solid lime green. We are going to be using alchemy green from Orion, which would be House of Colors organic green. And we are going to be using, which I hate to say, nobody makes lime green. You have to literally make it. They make lime gold. So even with Orion, we had to get, I forget the name of the gold. And of course we get the alchemy green, and then you mix them together, mainly the gold. And you want to pour organic green or alchemy green until you're happy with the lime green, because it'll still end up lime gold. For the classes, for the Denver class, we ended up using the solid lime green. We used the alchemy green, which is organic green. We used actually lime green that we made with the green and the gold, and we used candy gold over that. So those are all the colors we used for it. And like I say, you know, this one will be more of a wild style, Vanderslice style cross. And this is going to go, so I just want to say, this is going to go to, there's Brother Eric. I'm trying to think where he's from. And Tony Parker, which is Crown Coach Works out in California. First, that Eric, his last name is in the, I wouldn't even know how to pronounce it. I'm trying to even read it. Eric, I can't say it, but it's in the description. He started a thing a couple days ago, said calling all artists, and it showed Hawaii on fire. Of course, you know, which is tragic, all the things that are happening to Hawaii right now. You know, they're still finding people. I think it's like 110 or even more right now. I don't know the latest toll, but he's got multiple people like really committed to doing a piece, and the money's going to go towards people out in Hawaii. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they have so many artists. They're going to do something that it's just crazy. There was just such an overwhelming response to them calling out artists, you know, for this. And let me just tell you before I even get started, so I have another description in my description. My brother Akil from Pakistan, yesterday, Muslims raided, there's some Christians in Pakistan, and out there it's 95% Muslim and like 5% Christian, if even that. He has an orphanage out there. He has about 30 kids at his orphanage. 21 churches yesterday were set fire, were raided, were everything destroyed, lit on fire. I mean, just crazy chaos. He sent me pictures, and this is not a scam. There's a GoFundMe at the end of my description. I have been in contact with Akil for over a year and something now. I have FaceTimed with him. I've talked with him. I've seen the children. I've seen the orphanage. You know, not saying I'm anything, but I've sent money at Christmas for the kids for Christmas presents. I got to see him shopping, what he got for them, all of those things. They are in desperate need right now. So I'm talking, even if you were to send $5, $10, he said anything for water, for food right now, please, if you can, go in that description and send it. If you can send anything, please. And it is not a scam. Homeboy is 100% legit. Let me tell you. So, because I know it's so easy to fall into a scam like that. But like I said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. My brother Gary, brother Jay, thank you, brother Dio. Man, I appreciate all you guys tuning in. And I did want to show just real quick. I'm going to detach the camera real quick. I want to show, this was last week. This is how the skirts ended up turning out from last week. Remember, I just did one last week. Well, last Friday, I ended up doing the other one. Just for time reasons, I didn't want to keep you guys up super late to do two. And of course, this is for one of my brothers. They're just a display, just skirts for display. He wanted Raiders. And so I just kind of wanted to show what we had going on. And then, of course, did want to promote the class coming up. Hands-on class. Hands-on. October 14th and 15th out in Kansas, Missouri. It's going to be hosted by Atomic Collision. They're on Truman Street. My brother Nick Rodriguez is going to be my partner out there. He's an amazing pinstriper. I mean, just does some really unique, his own style pinstriping. You know, we're already about a third filled up for the class. Of course, we got Brown Boy Media, the Lowrider teacher, different things going out there. Lowrider and Donks is going to be filming it out there. And of course, like I say, get in on this $7.75, 2 days, all materials included. We are just gonna literally go above and beyond. I know some of the people, my brother Randy, I see he's on here now. He came all the way out from North Dakota to take the class. So, like I say, a blessing. Get in your deposit, $250, non-refundable deposit. So, but we are going to get started. Let me reattach this. And I just want to thank everybody, too, for continued support. Continued support. Like I say, for putting up with all the technical difficulties that's been going on. Like I say, so I appreciate that. And like I say, I thank you guys for constantly putting up with it. And we're slowly getting all of those things worked out. So like I say, I appreciate it. So I'm going to get started. So, of course, we are using a 1/4 inch. I'm framing it. You kind of see what I got going on with the framing. I'm framing about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge. And don't forget, because you won't, I'm super shaky. If I can do it, you can do it. Literally. So I'm going literally about 1/4 of an inch, the same size as the tape, away from the edge. And of course, you see I kind of started. I started before I was going to have the frame taped up and ready. But I said, man, let me save some. I want to be a good steward of your time. And of course, like I say, because I know we got a lot of people on the East Coast that tune in. Like I say, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you would, please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. So I'm literally going 1/4 inch away from the edge. Remember, like I say, always be comfortable wherever you're working on. Move the piece if you can. And of course, when you're working on a hood or a roof or something like that, you're not. I mean, you gotta kind of work around what you're working on. But like I say, try to make things as comfortable as possible for when you're taping. So, and of course, like I say, I'm going around with the border. 1/4 inch vinyl. Always press it down real good. Come back, razor blade. I'm gonna razor blade all of these. Always butt it up against the edge, and then I just drive it right down. Like I say, I'm shaky. If I can do it, you can do it. What's happening, Shelly? Shelly in the house, Indiana. What's happening, David? Evening from Columbus, Ohio. What a blessing. Thank you for tuning in too, Randy. I appreciate you guys, especially all you guys from the East Coast. I know it's already 10 o'clock out there for a lot of you guys, back 10:20. So I appreciate that. So same thing, I'm gonna come along, slice it, dice it. And like I tell you guys, when you guys are doing stuff like this, we do a bunch of these. We do a bunch. I mean, we did 200 and something little crosses, ornaments, New Mexico shapes. All this is MDF. And when you're going to do something like this, like I tell the class, always try to do a whole bunch when you're basing and flaking, because it makes a mess. And if you're going to do stuff, I mean, literally, if you're going to base and flake something, try to get at least 10 things or more ready when you're gonna do that. And just know you'll have stuff ready. You can pull it out. And like I say, when we do these for Christmas, we do a bunch of different sizes. We'll do little crosses, big crosses, like I say, different shapes, different things. And we'll literally all get me a bunch of help over here. My daughter, Rudy, that's over here right now. Some of the guys from Bible study. And I call it a Chicano sweatshop. We literally just, I'll have somebody, so like JR will tape the border. He'll do what I'm doing right now. Then it'll get passed to Rudy. He will mask the edge, like you'll see me do here in a minute. And then it'll come back to me, and then I'll start the artwork in the middle. But you know, if you're by yourself, like I say, try to get quite a bit of things based and flaked at the same time. Like I say, I'm one of those ones. I try to, if I'm gonna base and flake something, I always, for 30 something years now, call it a base and flake party. We'll literally fill this whole place, tables from one end of this whole place. I'm telling you, literally like over 200 pieces. We're talking from skateboards to, like I say, crosses, whatever it is. And we will all flake, I mean, just literally go just crazy. What's that saying? Go big or go home? Laugh out loud, but kind of serious. But I'm not telling you guys to go home. You guys are already at home. Laugh out loud. But like I say, you don't necessarily have to do a border, but it makes it look really cool. You'll see the final outlook because the patterns will be able to go. They'll look like they're going through. So now we got that framed. Like I say, all framed up. So now I am going to go back. I'm going to mask the border. Like I tell all you guys at the class. And usually with the border, I like to start and I like to just keep turning it. So I'll literally go a 3/4 inch. Protect the border. We'll just keep on coming. Tear it. Turn it. Tear it. Even right there, just try to tear it so you don't got a razor blade as much. This way, when your lines go over the edge, you don't got to go back and cut them with the razor blade and then tape the border. There's a method to all of this. This is all time-saving stuff. Literally, you got to think, last thing, the first thing taped is the last thing sprayed. You got to think the border will be the last thing sprayed. And you don't want to make more work for yourself. Like I say, we could not, just for an example, we could not do this. You could run all your patterns through there and you would have to cut each one out with the razor blade where it goes through. Instead, now you have this protecting. You can just run, you can run the tape off the edge and just leave it. That way it's easy to peel off. I mean, like I say, it's all about saving time. It's just like I try to tell you guys, it's all about thinking smart, pre-thinking it. And in the long run, it helps you out to save time. Time is very valuable. Brother Lloyd, what's happening? Tomahawk, what's up, Rob? This is Jeremy Martinez from Berlin. What's happening, Jeremy? Yeah, buddy. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Aaron G, brother Rob. Thank you, my brother. So boom, there's our border, step one. Border taped up, go back. You wanna make sure you ain't got no leaks, anything like that. And then I was thinking about putting the Zia symbol on there just to add some depth to it. Simple. These cut out with the Cricut. One of the ladies from Bible study cuts them out for me. Same thing. It's low tack, a blue low tack. Literally gonna stick that right in the middle. Try to line it up as good as possible. Represent New Mexico. Like I say, this piece is gonna get auctioned off for people, for money for the people in Hawaii. I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's like I say in the description, the guy who started this, Eric, I forget his name on Instagram. I think it's Squint on Instagram. Let me check just real quick. Yeah, it's gonna be, you guys can see. And of course, like I say, he did this calling all artists. And then Tony Parker, one of my favorite artists out in California, from Crown Coach Works, he posted it, and then I said, man, I would love to be a part of it. And like I say, another thing, like I say, there's a description in there. Anybody wants to help my brother Akil out in Pakistan, they were just, I mean, everything horrible yesterday. Muslims went in, 21 churches, lit them on fire, destroyed everything, and he runs an orphanage out there. So please, if you can, $10, $20, the GoFundMe is in my link. It is not a scam. I would not tell you guys to go give $10, $20 to something that's a scam. Homeboy's 100% legit, and he's doing amazing things. God has entrusted him with all these kids out there. I've seen the kids, talk to the kids, FaceTime, and they really need help right now, really bad. So, Brother Eric Martinez, what's happening, brother? We do need to catch up, brother. So now I got the Zia emblem on there. Now we're going to start the main theme. Like I say, this is going to be Vanderslice, my usual crazy cross style that I do. So of course we're going to want to throw the first lines. And usually with the first ones, I'm going to come in with, and of course, same thing. You guys, I got 1/8 inch. Go to my website. You need tape. I got fine line masking tape, 1/8 inch, 1 millimeter, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, vinyl masking, whatever you need. And like I say, so we're gonna go in first. I'm gonna come in with some 1/4 inch. So literally gonna swing from up here. I'm gonna swing. I'm going to swing in. Boom. I'm going to swing in. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come up tight at the top. I'm going to swing down. Fat right there. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to swing down. If there's any time you don't like the way a line looks, lift it up, redo it. So same thing. Now I'm going to do the opposite here. I'm going to go, it's skinny to fat here. I'm going to go fat to skinny this way. And like I say, there's a method to the madness. So I'm coming in fat here. Same thing, coming down. Boom. Okay. Now I'm going to come in. I'm going to come in with another 1/4 inch, but we will use, I'm going to use some tan masking. Like I say, there's no method to the madness here. In fact, I'm going to come in with the green. I'm going to go about 1/8 of an inch away from that. I'm going to do about 1/8 of an inch the whole way down against that orange 1/4. Use the tape as your measuring stick. Kind of let it flow. Let it flow. Same thing, I'm gonna do the same thing here. 1/4 of an inch. I mean 1/8 of an inch away. If I can do it, you can do it. So now I'm gonna come back. We're gonna focus on this middle part. And like I say, want you guys to kind of see, I wish I had one like I always show you guys in the class of what we're doing. So now we're going to be focusing, what I just taped, where that orange is, will be where that lime green is, if you guys can see that. Now we're going to be focusing on those sharp points, the 3 shade inside there. And that, I'm going to come back in. I'm going to come back in with a 1/2 inch masking tape first, both sides. This seems complicated, but it's not. So I'm literally going halfway through the green fine line with this 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch, like I say, you can get all this on my website. I have a bunch of different kits. Same with the flake, shirts. I appreciate everybody that does support the website. I'm just a small guy. I don't do that much sales. I'm sure a lot of people think I just have flake going out the door and tape going out the door. Usually there's like a sale or 2 a week. Not complaining. I am blessed, but definitely I appreciate all the support. So as you can see, like I say, that's a 1/2 inch there. This is going to be the 3 shade. 3 shade, 3 shade. So now I'm coming back with some 3M 1/2 inch, literally coming back in. In fact, you know what? Instead of that, I'm going to go in with 1/4 inch first. And this is going to be literally butted about 1 millimeter overlapping that other line. Literally 1 millimeter overlapping that line. I'm going to try to get it a little bit closer for you guys in that in the heart of it right there. So same thing, I'm coming back in right here about 1 millimeter over that edge. And see what's good? All of this tape, you can just leave it hanging off the edge. It's going to be easy to peel as we're spraying. If we wouldn't have taped this, every one of these you would have had to cut. Imagine all that time wasting, all that time cutting, all that razor blade marks. It's back to that thinking smart. Tape smart, tape smart, tape smart. So now I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to go with some 1/8 inch. I'm going to go 1/8 inch 10. And this, I'm going to go about 1/4 inch away from that 1/4 inch. So you got to think, don't overthink it. All of this, you're like, how far do I go against that? Just eyeball it, eyeball the 1/4 inch, this 1/8 inch away from that edge. Flip it to where you're comfortable. Gonna do the same thing over here. 1/4 inch away with the 1/8 inch. Don't make that confuse you. 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch. Literally, I'm going about 1/4 of an inch, the same width of that green tape as the gap that I'm leaving with this 1/8 inch. And like I say, there's no rules to this. Whatever you're working on, I mean, you just do your thing. I mean, as artists and as what we do, I mean, there's kind of a rule book that we have, but there really isn't, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, there's things that we think if somebody does, it might look crazy. And we're like, man, I wouldn't do that. That just doesn't work. You know what I mean? But when you're doing art, and especially like this is why I put on the description, this is abstract. This would be like lowrider abstract art. This ain't your usual. This is kind of your wild style, not really old school patterns. And I do a lot of this just to continue to show you guys these 3 shades, how you can get these points, how beautiful they look when they're sprayed. You know what I mean? This mirror image, and it's not a perfect mirror image, but it's basically we're doing a mirror image. And like I say, once you start to get the hang of it, it just becomes easier and easier. So now that we have this 1/8 inch here, now I'm going to come back in. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come back in inside that, against that edge with 1/2 inch. I utilize the 1/2 inch quite a bit, man. Quite a bit. Not too many people use the 1/2 inch that much. Back in the day, we all used to do fades with 3/4 inch. Man, it just seems so big and bulky now. The 3/4 inch fades, everything's kind of got shrunk and detailed a little more. And you know me, it's hard for me to leave any empty space. I wish I'd bump my head and start leaving some space to actually put some stuff in. And of course, like I say, last week, the fender skirts I did, those I left a little space so I could do the webbing. So we got this here, and then what I'm gonna do, same thing, coming back in one more time. I'm gonna come back with another fade, or another shade, I should say. So same thing, 1/2 inch tan, overlapped a millimeter, just a little bit over that green. These are gonna be those 3 shades. So same thing, coming back up here. This is kind of the mirror image up here, even though it's not, but it is. We're doing basically the same thing on one end that we're doing on the other end. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back one more time. I'm coming back with the green 1/4 inch, buttered up against that tan 1/2 inch. This is just added detail, like I say, added detail. Same thing up here, doing the same thing up here. Boom, boom, boom. And like I say, we could just, like I say, usually I'll come in, I'll just, like I say, fill up toward, I mean, it's just full. And so now with this area here, I'm going to actually make this just a little bit skinnier. That should work. And now this, usually, but I'm going to come in with the lime, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do like a little organic green fade through here. These are going to be that solid lime green color inside that. So I'm honestly gonna we'll start doing the outer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swing. I am gonna swing And this pattern is going to swing through. Literally swing through. And then turn. Boom. Then I'm going to swing it from up here. Swing it skinny there. It's kind of hard to get the gist of it. I'll kind of show you in a minute of what I got going on. And then it's going to open up a little bit fatter here. And all of this, basically all of this is going to get cut out. So this is going to get cut out here. This is going to look like it's going behind here. Always with the vinyl, you want to press it down. I'm going to do a video too on vinyl. I know a lot of people have issues. They say with vinyl lifting up, stretching overnight, and it will if you overstretch it. I go back, especially wintertime, summertime, I go back with the heat gun with the vinyl. And I will go back with the heat gun. I will go literally over the vinyl, press it down really good, and it will not come up. It stays really nice. Like I say, Master Slice, I appreciate it. What's happening, girl? Love you, girl. What's happening, Freddie? Freddie in the house, I thank you. I thank everybody tuning in from all over. I appreciate it. So, I know it looks like a bunch of craziness. I'm going to show back what we're doing again. We're doing something similar to this cross. This cross literally is a 2-foot cross. And like I say, what we just did right here is that purple design that's swooping through. That's what we just taped right there. So I like with the class, I usually have an example of it taped and I have an example of one finished. I wish I had something like this totally finished. That's why I got the picture, you know, to show you guys as we're going, so you know what I'm doing as we're doing it, instead of like, man, Rob's throwing just tape over there, and then it's like, of course it is cool to wait to the end and see how it turns out, and then you get the idea of what I got going on. And then you guys can get somewhat inside my head, even though you don't want to get inside my head. But then I'm going to come back right through the middle of this, just to break it up, right through the middle. I'm going to literally just come right through the middle with this green 1/8 inch. Perfectly through the middle. Boom. Same thing. We're just breaking it up. And when it all comes down to it, when you think these things out and you start to get the hang of it, it won't take you that long. I mean, something like this used to take me forever. And then now, of course, you know, I got it down pretty pat. And like I say, I just try to keep showing you guys, you know, this style to where you guys get it. You know what I mean? What's happening, Zach? Hey, the slicer and dicer. What's happening, John? John in the house. Zach in the house. Appreciate you guys, man. Definitely. Appreciate you guys tuning in. So, like I say, we got the 1/8 inch there. Now I'm gonna come and we're gonna come in and we're gonna start adding what it is, and it's really simple. Once you start, it's really just coming up with the set of what you're gonna do. If it's gonna be 3/4 or 3/8, then breaking it up with the 1/4, then a 1/2 inch fade and whatever else to fill in your space. And you think it out really nice, man. It just looks beautiful. Like I say, so I'm going to go back right now. I'm going to go around that edge. I'm going to go around it with the 1/2 inch tan. Like I say, all this tape you can get on my website, Fine Line, Vinyl. So I'm literally coming along. turning it tight, 1/2 inch through there. Same thing here, cutting it through. Now this space, you ain't gonna have too much. To break up in there. Same thing, cut it, slice it, dice it. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, there we go there. And then I'm gonna come back with a 1/4 inch, kind of like this theme here, like we had the theme here. Like I say, once you get your own little breakdown going, then you can kind of swing through and do, you know what I mean? And kind of do your thing to kind of fill in the space and to really add detail to it. That's what it's all about. You're adding detail to it. Like I say, some people, less is more. I wish I could think like that, which I can't. Like I say, I always tell people I'm the tasteful overkill guy. And of course, in this small section, literally we only have really room to probably do this 1/4. And then that's it for that little space. Like I say, this is moving along pretty quick. We'll be spraying here real soon. So like I say, thank you guys for tuning in too. I appreciate it. Like I say, once you get this figured out, you get a whole method to the madness down, and you get like a scheme going and you think it out, you think smart, then you're able to just really knock it out. So like I say here, I'm gonna come in. What I usually do is I kind of go in with I'll go in with some 1/8 inch. I'll do 3 1/8 inch, and I'll go about the first one. I will go about 1/4 of an inch away. And then I'm going to do 2 more. And these, I'm going to literally do an 1/8 inch away from each other. So the exact size of the tape away from each other. And you're going to just bring it right here to where it ends right here. I'm going to do 3 of those. Like I say, there's no method to the madness. Once you get a whole, you know, I call this all filler, but it's filler. And it just adds so much detail to it. So boom, boom, boom. And of course we'll come back. Let me see. I'll come back. I'll cut. These will have to get cut, removed. For everybody that's barely tuning in, we're going to be using the colors from the class, some leftover from the Denver class. So the lime green solid, the organic green or the alchemy green, and the made lime green candy. So then I come back with that 1/8 inch. Then I'm going to come back just to break it up. I'm going to come back with 1/4 inch. And usually I do, like I say, I'll do 1/4 of an inch away from that 1/8 inch. And of course, where there's nothing right in this section, you got to kind of fake it till you meet back up with that again. Cut that there. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to go half inch tan right here. Half inch tan. I'm going to come back with a 1/2 inch green. Butt it up again. Same thing. Overlapping about 1 millimeter. And right here, that's about the last thing we'll be able to throw down here. And then going to come back right here. I'm going to come back with 1/4 inch, probably 3 more 1/4 inches. about a 1/4 of an inch away from each other, each one. Like I say, all of this is just filler. And this will get shot, of course, the edge will get shot with black to make it look like these are going underneath all of this. So like I say, it's hard to tell till we do it, till we spray it. And now we're gonna go back over to this side, what I'm doing to this side. So same thing, I got this 1/2 inch, I got the 1/4 inch right there. And then I'm gonna come back with, same thing I'm gonna do 3 of the 1/8 inch. And up here, it's such a small space up here that it's almost pointless to go because that's gonna get shaded with black. So you can just avoid up there. And like I say, so I'm gonna come back with this 1/8 inch. We're gonna do 3 of these. Literally just to there. Make sure it's gapped really good. Gotta lift it back up, lift it back up. Same thing. We're gonna go an 1/8 of an inch away from the 1/8 of an inch. So back to that, like I say, use the tape as your measuring tool. And just eye it. And if you guys want to get like technical, you could literally put an 1/8. I'm going to show you guys. You could put the 1/8 rested against that one. Then you can come back and you can run that one along that one. And then you'll take this one off and that'll show you the gap. You know, if you want to do it like that. But stuff like this, because it's such a short distance, I mean, you can eye it. If you want to try to get it perfectly, do it. It's just really up to you. You know what I mean? So how's everybody doing? I want to thank you guys for investing your Thursday night with me. I want to keep trying to be consistent doing these Thursday nights at least twice a month. If I could do every Thursday, I will. So back to this, kind of like what we did over here. Same thing. 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Still working, Brother Freddie said. Late nighter. I know a lot of people. My brother Luis, he's in Chicago. He took the Denver class. Flew out from Chicago. I know he's patterning out a job right now. He has a regular job too. He works, he's the main painter at a collision place. And he just sent me a pic of what he's working on. I appreciate you guys sending me pics too of what you're working on. You guys all have my cell phone. Most of you that have took the class or other people. Man, I appreciate you guys sending me pics. Like I say. So what we're doing here, like I say, it's kind of a mirror image, but it's not. But it's the same thing from end to end. So now I'm doing this is the same as this. So 1/2 inch against the tan 1/2 inch. We're talking it's just a millimeter overlapping that edge for that shade. So we got those 3 shades. And then I'm going to same thing. I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back with the tan. I'm going to go about a 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to swing that around. Same thing. Same thing. 3 of those. I'm going to do the same thing. Quarter inch. Then I'm going to come back with some 1/8 inch green. I'm going to do a 1/4 of an inch away, but with the 1/8 inch. And then same thing. I'm going to do 3 1/8 inch, an 1/8 of an inch apart. And then that'll wrap it up for that. This always gives us a nice, to where we can break up the colors really nice. I'm going to come back in this little spot here. coming in with the 1/2 inch. I'm gonna come back in with the green 1/2 inch. I'm just gonna swing it through there. Now when you're doing that turn, because it's the inside, you are gonna wanna kind of stretch it just a little bit, not super crazy. And then I'm coming in with the 1/4 inch right there. That'll be the 3 shades. I'm gonna trim this down. Pretty much we're almost ready. I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing with this middle section as far as, so I want a lime green solid this, so I'm gonna probably, let me see. I think what we will do, let me grab a little bit of paper. Those are good, sir. All right. Brother Zach doing great. Sitting with the little one after a long day at the shop. She loves watching masking process. That's awesome, man. There's something about it that it is. It's like a soothing. And for you guys that are barely tuning in, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna show you what I did last week for the class last Thursday. These are those fenders. They're to, I think, a 1960 El Camino, but they're just gonna be display. And of course, last week I did this one last Thursday for the class. I was gonna try to do both last week, but I just ran out of time. I didn't want to keep you guys up too late, and so Friday I did this one to match it up, which usually it takes double when you're doing it separate. If I would have done them at the same time. And then, like I say too, I want to continue to tell you guys, you that haven't took the class, we got the up and coming class coming up in Kansas, Missouri, October 14th and 15th. 2-day class. Got an amazing partner going to be at that one. Brother Nick, he's an amazing pinstriper, does some real cool stuff. Pattern guy as well. It's going to be hosted at Atomic Collision. They're on Truman Street in Kansas. Man, there's a pretty lot of how would I put it? A lot of people really excited about this one. We're already a third full for that one and still have 2 months. It's usually how it goes. A few people right at first. And then what's happening, Brother Ozzy, speaking of Kansas in the house, Ozzy's going to be one of the hands-on instructors at the class. Definitely a blessing to have him. He was out there at the Denver class. Came out to help me in the Albuquerque class last year. He's a student from the Lowrider bike club out there. And of course, he's graduated doing his own thing. He has Aussie Customs out there in Olathe, Kansas. So I'm excited to have him as one of the hands-on instructors helping me out with the Kansas class. Man, and a blessing. And Ozzy, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he's only 19. And man, he's just an amazing artist. He's a overachiever, as you would say, which is a good thing. When you have a class, even with like woodshop back, you guys all had woodshop, if they even still have those in high school. But man, I always used to get in, and I'm not trying to say it, but man, I always used to be the A+ student in woodshop, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of people, you know, that that's something you're good at. I'm not good at a lot of things, but stuff like that, woodshop, painting, creating artwork. But definitely glad to have Ozzy in the house. So now we're going to come back. I'm going to mask. We are going to mask to spray this lime green real quick. So I'm going to spray that a solid lime green. And I'm going to spray a few things solid lime green. And what I usually do, I don't have a masking machine. So usually I'll just literally get my tape right here. Boom, boom, boom. I'll put it on something flat. Boom, boom, boom. We're just going to come back through Gonna protect just this spot real quick. And all of this is gonna go pretty quick. So like I say, thanks for dealing with me. Thanks for putting up time-wise. Thanks for staying up with me. Hanging in there. Brother Pedro, what's happening, my brother? You got it, Ozzy. Definitely much love to you always, brother. Just like a lot of people too, the Denver class, the ones that took it the year before, there's quite a few on here that I had come help with the class this year. I always try to do that, show some love. So basically, like I say, I am going through, we are going to spray a solid lime green just in this section. Same thing, I'm going to come back, try to utilize right here as well. I'm going to spray just these 3, well actually it would be 2, right inside that. So utilize that right there. Same thing here. So I'm going to tear this. Think smart while you're... So these are going to be sprayed solid as well. Right there. Just those 2 lines in there. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to come back right here. I'm going to use this piece that I just tore off. Usually I try to use the cheaper when you're taping these spots right here, paper to whatever. Try to use a cheaper tape and don't waste your good tape. I mean, for the majority, man, I try to use pretty good tape for the majority of everything I do. And of course, right now, this J tape that I'm using, it's the more expensive one. I have some that's like super cheap, 3/4 inch. It would even probably be even cheaper than yellow 3M, but it works real good if you're gonna mask. If you're gonna mask up. And I wanted to ask too, I have my fan going. Do you guys hear buzzing in the back? Or is it all right? Linda Brown in the house. Your taping technique is awesome. Hey, I appreciate it. So coming in here, and then this last little one, I'm gonna tear some of this here just for this right here. And then we're pretty much ready to go. Bam, mad scientist. So boom, we got that taped up. You always wanna make sure you don't got no leak throughs. Go back, press all your tape, make sure it's down good. So like I say, gonna be using a literally solid lime green. I love lime green, love it. Everybody asks what's my favorite colors. That's almost a joke because there's just so many. Brother Gary, I don't hear any buzzing. Thank you guys. Brother Zach, nope, good. Because it's hot, man. Woo. So I'm coming back literally. This is a solid lime green. So it's going to kill the flake. It's going to murder the flake in those areas. And you could get the same effect. Let me just tell you and listen very good. Just the crickets, he said, Lloyd. You could get the same effect, like I show you guys, by shooting white and then the lime green over it. And it will change the white to a solid lime green. I hope you guys get that. That's one way of doing it. I just kind of wanted to use some of the leftovers that we had from the class So in all reality, it would have been almost easier and wouldn't have had to do all this retaping to shoot with the white. I wish I would have showed an example of what it looked like with the white. Most of you guys know if you took the class, and we've discussed the whites of what it does. So I'm just getting enough on there just to kind of cover it up. We'll let that dry a second. And it does dry pretty quick, but you want to make sure it's always dry enough so you can retape it. And of course, you want to come back, untape. Now, same thing when you're taking the tape off. Be careful when you take it off, because there's just so much tape going on. It's so easy to peel it up. Boom, boom, boom. Then usually, even with these pieces of paper, I'll set them to the side. Don't wrinkle them up right away unless you've tore them, and you might need to reuse them. But see, when I'm lifting this up, it's lifting up the tape. Always, and if you got to come in from another angle, come in from another angle. See, it's peeling up that ½ inch. So then this one is gonna be. So I'll go there. I'll go halfway in. I'll peel it up. I'll refix what it was peeling. It was trying to peel up that ½ inch. Come back in. See, it wants to peel that up. There's just so much going on there. Boom. See, you wanting to peel those up. So always be careful. Let's say, if you got to come in halfway, peel up, peel that way. So it's not peeling one side up and one side down. Like it was wanting to peel those 3 off. Same thing. Boom. I'm going to come in, get this middle one off. Make sure that you're not peeling some of your pattern tape lines. Same thing I'll usually do. I'll peel halfway through it. Peel it down, peel it up. It works every time. Boom, boom, boom. Wolfpack. I've been wanting to paint a cross over grinded metal. That's what I'm talking about. That's always really nice too. Really nice. Grinded metal is just a amazing effect. So now we're gonna come back in, and like I say, this is gonna move pretty quick for the most part. So now we're gonna tape back over this. So I'm gonna come back. I got some low tack. This low tack. It's kind of low tack, really nice for just masking back up your patterns. I got this on the website too as well. It's gonna come back, kind of mask that up. I'm gonna keep that I got that one small lime green line. I'm actually gonna not mask that up because I want to candy over it, kind of turn it a different shade. So like I say, masking that up there. Boom, boom, boom. Man, I'm using an old computer to let me see, to watch you guys' chat. It's tripping, so give me a second. Of course, I just lost it. Let's see here. Sorry, guys, give me a second here. You see the chat? Yeah. You'll have to share the chat with me. I can't. This old computer lost it. Huh? Was what? We'll have to have Rudy read the chats. Like I say, I got this old computer. It's a one of the big Mac. It's like I don't even know how old. Only thing I use it for is for the YouTube to for the chat. So now, like I say, I'm just going back, masking the green that we just sprayed. I am keeping, like I say, that 1/8 inch kind of taped up. Boom. I know this is really hard to see what I'm doing here. I'm literally just masking up that green that I just sprayed. Same thing here. Masking up. I know I'm saying whatever's in here. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to open up that other computer. Trying to find YouTube so I can see the chat. I have a computer right in front of me so I can see what you guys are saying. So now I'm gonna now it's literally taped, ready. We are gonna come back in. Remember this. This is, like I say, from darker to lighter. And we're gonna get all those shades. Like I say, so we're gonna come back in with the organic green or the alchemy green. Like I say, that's gonna be the first color that we're gonna do. And like I say, you could even come back in. We could come back in and kind of go back in with the lime, kind of drowned out a few places, and then that will be like a shade. Like I say, I could come in literally here. A little bit there. I'm gonna come in over here. I'm gonna literally come in just a little bit right here, just to kind of drown the flake out a little bit. Same thing here. We got a little ant. Now I'm gonna come back in with the organic green. Like I say, none of these are fancy guns. So this, same thing. Kind of go back over it. Make sure all the tape is down good. Make sure you don't got no leak throughs. Now I'm literally going to go over the whole thing. We're going over the whole thing with that organic green. Kind of go back over the whole thing. This is gonna go by pretty quick. I'm gonna come up again one more time. I'm gonna go over it one more time over it. And you could go in and like, if you wanted to, you could go in specifically over these parts like this. Or like I say, you could just get it evenly over the whole thing. So I'm just buzzing over it pretty quick one more time. So now, and you got to think you don't want to get it too dark because you still got to put three more coats of this. So now I'm going to come back. It's literally ready to start untaping the first 3 shade. So I'm coming back here. Boom. Untaping there. Boom. I'm going to untape this. Boom. I'm going to come over here. You're going to untape your very last one you taped on each one. The first fade or shade. So same thing. I'm going to come over here. The very first one of each one. Boom. I'm going to come down here. Untape that first one. Look at those beautiful points. Beautiful points. And of course it's hard to tell till I get it, till we get it all untaped. But it's that tape untaping the next stage, the last one taped. Then you always want to go back, make sure you got them all untaped. Boom. As you can see, and this is all, like I say, it's all that puzzle taping. It's and see, here I am. I'm forgetting this one here. So you always want to go back, make sure. So there it is. It's ready for the next. It's ready for the next shade. Okay, here we go. Come on. Finally got the other computer going. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm coming back over this. We're going back over it again with the organic green, so it's going to double up. Like I always tell you guys, it's going to double up all these colors. So this, I went over it 3 times. So that's 3 coats of the organic green. Now I'm going to go over it again 3 more times. So that, wherever I got those areas, is going to have 6 coats of the organic green. And then we'll untape for the next one. So same thing. Going to go over it like this evenly. And And this time I'll probably honestly only put two coats over it. So same thing. Kind of went back over the whole thing there. Boom, boom, boom. You guys all still with me? Now I'm going to go one more time. Like I say, you see those shades right there? It'll all start to make sense. So I'm going one more time over it. One more time over it. Real quick, just boom, boom, boom. Can you guys give me a boom, boom, boom? Laugh out loud. So now same thing. I'm going to come back with that next. The next one taped. This is going to be a really nice breakup, like I say. So we're just untaping backwards. And if you're the one that taped it, you'll be able to figure it out. I know everybody says, how do you figure that out? All that crazy taping. Man, when it's your own madness, you'll figure it out. So same thing here. I'm going to peel there to there. And then same thing here. Boom. Peel this one to here. Okay, then you want to make sure. Then I got these last little ones, the inner ones here. Same thing, you always want to be careful because it'll want to peel up right here on this edge. So same thing, this one's going to come all the way across here. And then same thing here, this one. Let me get it from over here or even in the middle. I'll tear it both directions. Boom, and then I'll go back, I'll make sure, okay, do I have everything off that I wanted off? Okay. Boom. What's happening, Jay? Boom, boom, boom. Rudy, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back with the lime green over all of this. This is gonna move pretty fast, like I say. Now, like I say, this lime green is not going to affect, this ain't going to affect, it's not going to affect the organic green when we're doing this. Always do a little test on the side of whatever you're doing. Get your gun where it needs to be. So same thing. You put this here. And personally, I wish I would have added more green into this lime gold. Still too gold for me. Honestly. A little more green into it. Mix it up good. Spray it a little bit. Okay. Merc. Killer work, bud. I want to flake my 50 Merc. Same thing, so I'm going to go, same thing, I'm going over it one more time. Get it a little more on the lime green side. Same thing, go over the whole thing. This is not going to affect any of those other colors. Boom. See all the different shades. And now I'm going to untape these the last areas that are pre-taped. Which there ain't much. Like I say, the last thing taped, first thing sprayed, first thing taped, last thing sprayed. You want to kind of go back, make sure you have everything off that you want off. Now some of these lines too here, some of the 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, you could take a middle one off if you wanted. You could leave them all silver if you wanted. You could take them all off and just do a little shade over them. I'm gonna actually, you know what, I'm gonna do the 2 outside ones. I'm gonna keep the middle one silver out of those 3. And this is all just whatever you want. This is like, so same thing. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna take those 2 outside ones off. Same thing, outside one off. Keep the inner one there. Boom, boom, boom. Make sure, go back. Make sure you have everything off that you want. Everything that should be off that you want. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go one more time with the lime green. So it's going to double darken. Just barely. I'm just going to barely, literally this one. Personally, I think that's it. So now we are pretty much ready to start untaping the majority of the work. So I'm going to untape that lime green that we did. Same thing down here. Same thing. Untape that one. Untape this one. And now we're going to bevel. We are going to bevel right in there. Just with the organic green. So I'm going to come back in. I'm going to go back in with a 1/2 inch. If I can find my 1/2 inch, there it is. I'm gonna literally just bevel, so I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go about right there. I'm gonna go through. The middle. And then I'm gonna mask right here. Same thing on this side. I'm gonna come on the outside. I'm gonna go right through the middle kind of. And this is just for a bevel to kind of give it a 3D look. So same thing, and then I'm gonna come back, make sure that I don't have any gaps on that solid lime green over there. And then same thing, I'm gonna just put a little bit, because I don't want any overspray over here. I'm gonna barely just go right along this, just to be on the safe side. Same thing here with this low tack. Boom. Cherry. Now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna come back with some lime green candy. I'm gonna literally just go right along that edge. Kind of like a little fade. You're just gonna fade right along that edge. Not shooting a whole bunch. Just enough to get a little shade right there. Same thing over here. Not trying to get all crazy. I'm gonna go one more time. Buzz over it a couple little times, just to your liking. And like I say, you can barely see it. We're just barely dusting that on low pressure, just for a little bevel. Same thing. I'm gonna come back. Be careful when you're peeling this off. You'll get to see kind of what it looks like here in a second. So now we're gonna just do some the black shading, the ins and outs. Real quick, I'm going to move this over here. I'm gonna shoot a little color on this one. While you guys are there. This is another kind of simple design. I'm gonna buzz just a little paint over this. I'll have Rudy untape it while I'm working on the other one. So that's that lime green. I'm going over it with organic. And you'll see this is way cool. This is a whole nother method. He's gonna untape, same thing. Boom, boom. Okay. Like I say, so now I'm gonna untape these that are going through here so I can shade a little bit black. And it's pretty much almost ready to untape everything. So I'm gonna untape that. I'm gonna untape this. Gonna untape this. This. Same thing over here. Untape here. Untape here. Untape here. Untape here. Brother Michael Legs in the house. What's happening, my brother? Independence, Missouri in the house. Or should I say, okay. And then, so what I'm doing here, this I can untape because I'm going to make it look like it's going through this. Let me see. Yep. Cherry. Okay, boom. Now this right here, before I untape these, I need to shoot a little bit of black right there. So I'm just gonna protect a little bit just right here, just to be on the safe side. I'm gonna just tape right here just a little bit real quick. Thank you, sir. Little bit of watered down black in my trusty Matco gun I've had. This is my go-to gun. So that literally all that just for that. Now this, literally this is gonna really be coming to life now. So if you're able to stay with me, stay with me. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to run just to protect 3/4 inch right here. And I'm going to even use a little bit of the orange tape just for my little shading right here. Same thing. This stuff is so good for this. Real low tack. Boom, boom, boom. Just to run our black right along that edge. So we're shading right here. Shading right there with the black. So I'm literally coming back with my watered down black. And it's not that watered down, but all of this is just for the shading. I'm just literally shooting black, watered down black right along this edge. We want to give it the appearance that that pattern is going underneath that main one. And always kind of go back, make sure that's as much as you want. I'm going to actually go back one more time. I really want it to be real visible. So that's that for that. Same thing, be careful untaping. You don't want to peel off any tape that you don't want to, even though pretty much everything's ready to come off for the most part. I know I got one more fade right there. I'm just gonna barely little bit of color right there. And then literally all of this. Everything is ready to come off. Except for the border. While I'm undoing this one, I'm gonna shoot real quick. Let me move this one here. Do it. Boom, boom, boom. Just hang it off here. No, it's all good. So wait a second. And then Rudy's got this one here untaped. So I'm gonna literally go back one more shade with this. Okay, trade you. Make you sure. This is gonna start looking way cool now. Brother Anjay, what's happening, my brother? Coming out cherry. Anjay's one of the students from the Lowrider bike, the after school program, man. His bike is sick, sick, sick. It fades from a blue to a purple to a magenta. Good to have you on here, my brother. So this is where it starts coming to life. You want to keep the border tape still. Like I say, there's a reason. If you got to even just, some of this is stuck like crazy, just kind of get it out the way. Make sure you get all your lines. This is going to start really looking cool real fast. You're going to get to see the method behind the madness. You want to make sure you got everything. So I have everything untaped in there. It's always good to come back lightly with the tack rag. Kind of go back over it. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to shade black around all of the edges for that 3D effect. Let me get some of this stuff out the way. So literally I'm just coming back with my black. I'm going along that border with the transparent black, and it's just going to give it the image that it's going behind that line. You want to just kind of go over it quite a few times. Give it that depth. This is literally giving it that depth that it's going behind there. So now you guys see kind of that shading around it. Now I'm going to unpeel the edge just the 3/4 inch around the whole edge. And the way I taped it, it should just peel. It should peel all the way around. because of the way I taped it. Boom, boom, boom. So there we're getting there. Now we just got to do the border. Always same thing. Come back with the tack rag. Tack it with that tack rag. I'm going to move. Now there's a couple things you could do with this border. You could tape, which would be cool. We could tape this whole thing up and we could lime green that border, which basically would consist of taping, going back, taping this up real quick. And we could have just shaded, you could have not masked it up. You could have just went back, shaded it with organic green or something. That would have worked out too. But I really wanted that solid to kind of pop on this one. It's a little bit of extra work, but it's worth it in the end. I mean, look at how fast I'm taping it. You know what I mean? It's pretty quick, pretty quick little process. Pug Life, hey, what's up? Steve, County Scale Customs, killer how to. Hey, I appreciate that, my brother Steve. So same thing here with this low tack, kind of make sure. And like I say, I could go over the edges on it. You see a lot of it, I'm trying to just tear and peel. I mean, literally I could cut with the razor blade. I'm trying the minimal amount of razor blade. You can stick your finger right there. And like I say, you guys know me, I'm shaky. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Minimal amount of razor blading, even though that would be a quick job. Like I say, just want to go back. It's going to be a little bit of razor blading. You want to play operation with me, you will win. So same thing on this side. I'm just gonna tape and then I'll razor blade. I'll get this right here. Same thing, come along this. This is when I really get shaky. I'm like excited. People always back in the day, they used to trip when they didn't know me. They would be like, if they were with somebody that was there at the shop and they see me with the razor blade all shaking like crazy, peeling the tape off their car, and they'd be like, what in the world? Whoever was there would be like, man, it's just Rob, man, he's just shaky. So like I say, if I'm able to do it, you're able to do it. So as you can see, masked it all up. Want to make sure you don't got no leak throughs. Definitely would be a pain in the butt to clean them up. So take time just real quick to go around those edges. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see that one real quick, Rudy. Here we go. The one Rudy's. Boom, boom, boom. So he's got that next step ready to go. And with that, going to come back. With some of the lime green. Real quick, whole nother step there. Let that dry just a second. I put it on kind of wet. Thank you, sir. And then coming back with this one here. So, like I say, you want to make sure you don't got no leak throughs. You didn't under tape, over tape. So easy to do. So now I'm going to come back with that solid lime green to get this border. This is just literally a solid lime green. It's gonna drown out that flake. Be a really nice border. Flip it back to that. Make sure you get some good coverage. Kind of go over the edge a little bit. Nazario, my brother Junior, what's happening, brother? Junior Casada, he always comes and helps when we do these for Christmas. And he does some amazing leather work. I'm talking amazing. I need to get him a how-to on here. Get his name out there. You guys need to go follow him. It's his creation on Facebook. I mean, Facebook and Instagram. So basically, I just went around it with that lime green. Boom, boom, boom. Kind of want to make sure that I got how much I want on there. And then literally, we are just going to untape that last little step. And then we're going to untape the border. And then you'll get to see the magic. Man, I want to appreciate everybody for hanging in there and watching the video. And like I say, this piece is going to be getting sent out. I think they're doing it October something. It's going to be to benefit the people in Hawaii. And then if you guys would, like I say, there's a link. More important right now. I'm not saying anybody's less important than anybody, but my brother Akil in Pakistan, he's a Christian in Pakistan. Muslims burnt down 21 churches yesterday. He runs an orphanage that has 30 kids in this orphanage. I have FaceTimed him, talked to the kids, seen the kids. They need food. They need water right now. They are literally homeless. I wouldn't say homeless, but they are living in some crazy conditions. And it's just sad what happened to them. I mean, these guys are out there literally proclaiming the word of Jesus, and it's 95% Muslim and about 5% Christian. And I'm probably even up on those numbers right there. So now we're going to take off the orange, but I need to shoot this New Mexico shape. Man, this is coming out awesome. So this, I'm coming in with a little bit of black, same thing. Shading around this New Mexico. Just a little bit to make it look like all those patterns are going behind it. We'll let that dry just a second. So now same thing. I'm going to come back. Start taking off this edge. You're going to really get to see it come to life. Like I say, you need flake, you need tape, hit my website up. Don't forget about the pattern class coming up, hands-on class in Kansas, Missouri, October 14th and 15th. We go 100% out on these classes. Literally something you can't miss. I know a lot of people online right now that are watching on this video have taken the class. I appreciate each and every one of them. A lot of people from the class end up family. Like I say, it's a chance to network. We share just as much as we can, tricks, techniques, things we've learned over the years to try to save you money and save you time. Man, this thing's really coming out nice. Man, that's that border off. And now I'm going to take this New Mexico off. And you're going to want to tack rag it. Boom, boom. What do you guys think, man? Thank you, Brother John. Like I say, I'm going to clear it right now too. Look at all those shades. These are all colors left from the class, from the Denver class. That lime just pops. Boom. Let me see that other. Boom, boom, boom. And this one real quick. Throw the last little few shades on it. Hang in there with me. We're going to get some clear on this real quick. So same thing. Little mist. Same thing. Quick little untape. Right there. You get to see how cool this looks too. I'll let you. So leave that last little middle one. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, definitely you can get the tape from me, my brother Anjay. Yes, my own flake too, brother. Always gift from me. I appreciate it, brother. Okay, so give me a second real quick to mix up some clear. What do you guys think about that? Boom. Like I say, this is going to go towards the Hawaii. They're having a big artist, calling all artists. Hundreds of people are trying to help out. Boom, boom. Okay. Give me a quick minute here. Thanks for having patience. Almost. Okay, let me shoot just real quick on this one. Real quick. This is a little bit more of a simpler one. Awesome Brother Lime Green is becoming my favorite lately too. Yep. So I'm just going to shoot a little bit of this right down the center. Boom, boom. Now I'm just going to shoot. I'm going to fade this one just a little bit up. This is a little bit more of a simple method. Same thing here. Around the edges. Okay, just want to untape the border. Thank you, sir. Okay. And everybody too, Andre just reminded me too, the link to my shop is in the description. I appreciate it, David. Thank you, Brother Greg. Shout out from Vancouver. Wow. Way cool. Give me a second. I'm going to put some clear on this. Don't forget to, like I say, too, hands-on class. Kansas, Missouri, October 14th and 15th. Get your deposit in. Gonna have my brother Nick Rodriguez is gonna be my partner for this class. N-Rod's Originals is the name of his shop, and it's gonna be hosted at Atomic Collision on Truman Street in Kansas City, Missouri. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Hands-on class, all materials included. Get your deposit in. So always, when you're doing something like this, you always, back to that, tack it up a little bit. Then of course, I'm out in my garage. I got the garage door open. There's a bunch of bugs. How many bugs can we get in this cross? Laugh out loud, but very serious. You always want to do a tack coat, especially over the candies like this. Let's say you're shooting a car and you get real happy with the clear on the first coat. Man, I've seen it sag candy down into every one of those silvers. You talk about a nightmare. You talk about a mess. So definitely you want to put a medium wet coat for the first coat. So literally just misting. Couple medium dry coats. Let that just tack a second. We're going to let that just tack just a second. Man, that looks so nice. I love that lime green. Yeah, Brother Fong would always talk about, I much love and respect to Fong. We're still super good friends to this day. What's happening, Maria? Much respect always to him. In Rio Rancho, I got saved November 3rd of 2019. Praise be to God, my brother. What a blessing, Jake. That is definitely a blessing. So we're going to let that tack for a second. Just for a quick second. Okay. And then I'm going to go just a border around this more simple one that I did real quick. I'm going to go around it with the lime green. Same thing, a little bit of tack. I'll have him tape that one. I'm putting another coat on that one. Give it just a second and then untape that border. I got my brother Rudy here untaping. Did it freeze up? Sorry. iPad was about ready to die, folks. We're almost done. Thank you guys for hanging in. One more. Not one more, but I'll be able to put a little bit more of a wetter one on this one. Now I'm going to come back wet. Let that just flow real quick. Yeah. Man, looking beautiful. Praise God. Thank you, Brother Jeremy. Thank you, Brother Johnny. Like I say, I wish you guys could see it in person. See how it pops. I wish I had my brighter light. Of course, I'm going to put another 2 or 3 coats over it. Get it to flow out pretty decent. And of course, going to still sand it down and clear it one more time. Like I say, I want to thank you guys for hanging in with me there on a Thursday night. It truly means a lot. I appreciate it. And thank you, Brother John. I appreciate it. Thank you, Johnny. Man, I thank every one of you guys that stayed in watching this live tonight. Like I say, definitely going to put some more coats on it. Cover those pattern lines a little bit better. Get it to flow a little bit better. Block it down one more time and then do a flow coat on it. Got this one real quick. I'm going to put just a coat on it and then I'll leave you guys be. Thank you guys truly for staying and tuning in. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to say a prayer. Lead us out. by the cross that we are saved, the blood of Jesus. And if you have never given your life to the Lord, man, I strongly encourage you to. I pray that the Holy Spirit would lead you guys to surrender. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you, Lord. First and foremost, we thank you, Lord. I thank you for every single person that's online watching. I lift up each and every one of their families, Lord. We have so many prayer requests. I want to lift up my brother Akil in Pakistan, his orphanage, his wife, all the kids that the Lord has entrusted him with. We lift up everybody in Hawaii, all the families. We just pray that you would bring peace and comfort to them. Bring them all the help that they need, Lord. Spiritually, mentally, financially, physically, in every single area, Lord. We thank you for what you did on the cross. We thank you for you dying for each and every one of us sinners. We love you. We just ask for forgiveness in those areas that we fall short every single day, Lord. And we just give you praise, Lord. And like I said, I lift up everybody on this online chat. I just pray over each and every person that's on here, over their families. Lord, you know every single detail about these people, Lord. You know the goods, the bads, the ups and downs, the trials. Help us never to forget the blessings, the things that you've brought us through, Lord. And if there's anybody going through something major right now, I pray that you would touch them. You would let them know that you are real and you are right there and that you love them so much. So we thank you. We give you praise and we love you, Lord. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Amen. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brother E. Brown. Thank you, Yolanda. Love you guys and appreciate you guys. Everybody that stayed tuned in. Appreciate you guys. I'm out. Have a blessed night and a blessed weekend. And if you guys are in, hey, Alante, love you, son. If you guys are in the Albuquerque area and this weekend is going to be the giving back to the community car show. It's a blessing. Warzone area. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for spending the time with me. Like I say, I'm going to go back over this, resand it, re-clear it. Thank you guys.